Hey everybody, welcome to another Lost Ski Area tour. I'm Avery Zucco, and this time we're checking out Alpine Mountain in Monroe County, Pennsylvania. So Alpine Mountain is one of the more recently closed Lost Ski Areas. Its last season was in 2014-2015, and then it was auctioned off in 2017. It hasn't been open since 2015. It was first opened in 1965 as Timber Hill, with 2 T-bars and about 350 feet of vertical drop. In the mid-1980s, the name changed to Alpine Mountain, and in the late 1980s, early 1990s, the lifts were updated. The T-bars were replaced with Borvig quad chairs, and a Borvig double chair was added to a beginner area. A new lodge was built, and the last operating owners who purchased the mountain sunk a lot of money into Alpine Mountain to try to get it up to modern standards. They renovated the lodge, built a new ski school building, bought new rental equipment, upgraded the snowmaking system, but ultimately they couldn't make a go of it. Alpine Mountain suffers from really the same problem that a lot of lost ski areas have, which is that they're sort of topographically limited. The 350 odd vertical feet that Alpine Mountain had when it first opened in 1965 is the same that it had when it closed. There was really no room to expand, and it is a small mountain. Unfortunately, Camelback and Shawnee are pretty close by, so there was a lot of competition from larger local mountains, and Alpine really could never draw the crowds. It was always known as sort of the place where you went if you didn't want to deal with crowds. It was a good mountain to learn at, but unfortunately it couldn't really do much more than that. So because the aspect of this place is pretty small, it's not very steep, not very tall. The top of the mountain is really just a flat sort of plateau. There's a subdivision behind it. This is the top of the mountain and the top of one of the quad chairs. These are the 80s Borvig quad chairs that are like the 2 double chairs stuck together with the middle bar, and then the 2 double chair safety bars that flip over. And so this place closed only 5 years ago, and it's already in a pretty advanced state of decay. I visited places that had been abandoned much longer than this, and they look in better shape. But all the lift infrastructure is still in place, even though it's decaying. And this is, I believe, this is the slightly newer quad chair. I think this one was installed in the early 90s. It has the newer looking chairs hung from it. With the single safety bar. So the 2 double chairs that are kind of stuck together. There's a lot of spalling going on the concrete on the footer there, which I'm sort of surprised to see. And you can see that it's just flat up on the top, and the subdivision is back there. There would have been a ski area map hanging beside the lights there. And there was parking in that field, I think in behind, that they used, like overflow parking. This is the other lift attendant's shack. It's been pushed off its foundations. I think this is just vandalism. I think someone just pushed it down here. I don't think it was like the wind or anything that did this, which is unfortunate to see. So the place has suffered quite a bit in the last 5 years. All the trails are still open. I don't know if they're mowed or not anymore, but they are all, totally open. The place was fully lit. There are lights throughout. And this, I believe, this is part of the snowmaking system. There's like a valve house or whatever you would call it. There's some electrical on the back, and then there were valves down on the floor. So this had something to do with the snowmaking system. The snowmaking system is relatively modern. And most of the trails just look like this, wide open. Some of them are a little bit narrower, a little bit windier, and the pitch is pretty easy throughout. It was not known as a difficult mountain. Again, some place that was good to learn at, but unfortunately, once you were done learning here, there really wasn't a whole lot else to do, and people kind of moved on. It didn't have as much diversity in terrain to offer, and just wasn't able to remain competitive. So this is one of the narrower trails. So this is one of the, I think, intermediate trails off to the skier's right. We're going down now. So the mountain's last operating owners did put a good deal of money into trying to save the place. Unfortunately, they weren't able to rescue the mountain, and it went up for auction in 2017 for the price of $413,000 is what it sold for. This is the double chair. This is the unload area for the double chair and the beginner area, which you're looking at down there, and the lift attendant's shack for the double chair, which is in better shape. Probably because it's further from the road, I guess, and so it's not as easy to vandalize, or not as attractive target to vandalize. So this lift at least is in better shape. None of these lifts are going to be in working, operating order if anyone did try to reactivate the mountain. And there's some signage still up as well, which is kind of cool on a tree there. So the purchasers at the auction in 2017 don't have any intention of reactivating the ski area. They bought it with the intention of renovating the lodge and turning it into an event space and like a biker themed restaurant. However, to date they haven't done any work on the area to make that a reality. So it's just been sitting abandoned since then, which is unfortunate. And all the infrastructure still in place. The lodge is boarded up now because they haven't done anything with it. And that's sort of just the end of Alpine Mountain, a quiet end in a really quiet part of the Poconos. It's not too far from Stroudsburg, but it's definitely off the beaten track, which also probably contributed to the fact that it didn't have much in the way of crowds and also a little less in the way of business. Now, I was really interested in coming and seeing this place because it's not been abandoned for very long. It has that same kind of very empty feeling you see at other lost ski areas. It's really interesting to see how quickly nature starts to reclaim these areas and how fast they fall into disrepair when no one's taking care of them. So I hope you enjoyed this episode about Alpine Mountain. If you've got any memories or any information you want to share, put that down in the old comments below. I just got past 100 subscribers, so thank you everybody who's watching these and supporting these videos. I have a lot of fun making them, and I hope you enjoy watching them. A couple of people had recommended Alpine Mountain, so if you've got any other recommendations, throw those down in the comments as well. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.